Hey guys, I'm back again with another video. Today we're going to talk about my 2012 Fiat Abarth, which is right here. Give a little walk around. Uh, Alright, so I picked up this car maybe like a few months ago, probably like almost a year. And the car have some problems. One of the biggest issues is the car have a misfire. Now we're gonna talk about what I did and what I suspect the problem could be. Alright, so first of all, I'm gonna start it up and let you guys hear the misfire that I have. So, give me 1 second. Got a bunch of codes on the dash too, bouncing around. Alright guys, so that was the car starting up. I mean, it sounded pretty good, but you know, the misfire is terrible. So let's go to the front. I'll tell you what I did so far. So when I picked up the car, you know, I figured let me go ahead. 2 coil packs was actually different and 2 was OEM. So I went and I picked up I think I picked up the Alpha C4 coilovers. That's for the Alfa Romeo. I don't remember that little 2-door one. I don't remember exactly what it is, but yeah, it's actually their sports car, I believe. So I picked up the set of coil packs for this car, and I also changed the spark plug, and that didn't do nothing. So I didn't know what else to look, and this had a big exhaust leak because one of the nuts on the turbo, if you look all the way down here, those 2 white things, you have 2 on the front. I think 2 of them was loose, so the car had a leak, and yeah, I had to tear the whole front off. If I can find a video, I'll just drop it in and let you guys see what happened. So yeah, I took the front off, I tightened up the bolts. Actually, this car is it's somewhat close to the Mini when you're working on it, so most of the stuff inside the engine bay you have to like take the front clip off, but thankfully it's not hard. So I pulled the front clip off, and yeah, I had to pull the manifold off the engine, and before you can bolt up the turbo, because there's no way you can get nothing to fit in there. So I had to take off everything off the front, and you know, tighten everything down or whatnot. But yeah, so I changed a lot of stuff on there in the engine that didn't work. I did a lot of tricks. I took out the injectors, and I start the car and watch the injectors. They were spraying pretty good, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the injector. But what I do suspect, let me show you. I don't know if you guys gonna see it, but if you look at the I don't know if you guys gonna see it well on camera, but the ECU got watermarks going. I don't think I have all the tools right now. So normally, if your car have an issue and you reset the code, oh wait, I have this that I use to do the OBD2 port thingy, and also this one came with the car, so that was good. Yeah, so normally when you hooked it up, you show me the code and everything, and you know, when you reset the computer itself and then you start the car, the code would be gone for like maybe like 2 seconds. If it's a severe issue, it's gonna come back right away. But this car, even when you turn the key, the check engine light is still there. It doesn't leave, not even for a slight bit. So, and the misfire, I think, is because the car is running super rich, because you can smell it. You can smell all the fumes inside the car, and yeah, it's dumping a lot of fuel. That I can say. So I think I'm gonna have to get a new ECU, and I know this guy that's gonna reprogram it for me. So I'm gonna see if I can pick that up, and if I can get this thing running, I'll be happy, because you know, it's a nice little car and I like it. And got some goodies on here. And this CEA shifter right here, it's pretty expensive. I wanted it for the Mini. The one for the Mini is really nice and I liked it, but it's like $800. So I don't know if it's that nice, but it's pretty cool. And one other thing that came with the car, let me put this over here. Let's see if I can grab this thing. Got this. Try to open this box. So I got this kit with it. It's like the Euro Compulsion tuning kit. I got it with it, so that was a +2. But there's no tune on it, and it's like $300 to get the tune, which is not bad. And I know a shop that I can go to and get it. In fact, I took the car to that same shop because they're like specialized in like Fiats and, you know, more. Yeah, I would say like a lot of Fiats go there, and Alfa Romeo, and they have the 124 Spider. I've seen a couple cars out there, whatnot, and they're associated with the Euro Compulsion guys. Because when I went there, the guy was like, he was calling the guy back and forth, and I actually spoke to the guy before, and the guy from Euro Compulsion is the one that gave me those guys' shop. But when I went there, they didn't get much done. So I went there to get the car diagnosed, because obviously I was trying to look for the problem. Went there to get the car diagnosed, and the guy, he took out the fuses. He was doing everything that he could, but he said, you know, he was telling me to try changing the O2 sensor, which I did change the O2 sensor before, and the top one, the one before the catalytic converter. So I tried it, because if that O2 sensor control a lot of stuff in the car, it's supposed to be the one that read the fuel and stuff like that. And I actually changed that, it didn't work. So when he told me to change it, he was telling me that it could be the wrong sensor that they gave me. He told me I should, you know, get it from the dealer or whatnot. So I was gonna try that, and then one mind is like, I'm not gonna really try to beat around the bush. I know the ECU is a little bit more expensive, but buying up all these little small things that I suspect that shouldn't be the issue from what I've seen. Because if you have a O2 sensor issue, because I had a O2 sensor issue with the Mini, and when you reset it and you drive it, and when you shut the car off and start it back, that's when the code comes on. With this car, you restart it and the code didn't, like when you restart it, normally when you restart a car, you see the check engine light leave the dashboard, and when you start the car, it may or may not come back right then and there. But this car, when you hit reset, the component, like my phone, if I'm using my phone with a little OBD2 port, and when I hit reset, it does not move. So I think you got a bad ECU, and that's what I'm sticking to. I'd rather put my money there, because I don't know, I kind of trust my judgment a little bit. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick up a ECU. I think I'm just gonna get one off eBay because a lot of people selling them on eBay. So I found one. I might pick it up and I'm gonna take it to this guy and he's gonna clone this ECU with the new one and make it run with this car, because you know obviously the ECU is just not gonna work because you have to like marry them together. It's just like the Mini. It's not like a Civic that you can just switch the ECU over and everything is good. These new cars are different. So yeah, so that's about it with this car. And I got a few more stuff in the trunk. Well, the trunk is like a parts store right now because I have a bunch of tools. I did a lot of work like around this car, so to bring my tools back and forth I didn't want to do that. So like every time I get this tool I bring it here, put it down, and this is the mess that I'm working with right now. I got like most of the tools that I used to work on this car is in here. So you got a stabilizer bar in the back. You have two of them. Another one is down here, and I have underneath here I have some what's something called again, some seat harness that came with the car. So it was a good deal. I got a lot of stuff with the car, so I just wanted to get it to run right, and that's it. So I'm gonna get the ECU and hopefully that fixes the issue. If that does fix the issue, you guys are gonna get in a driving video soon, because this car is really nice to drive. And let me tell you guys about the problems that like driving the car with this issue. It takes a long time to spool the turbo. Like you have to bring it all the way up to like 4,000 or 5,000 RPM to get the car into boost. And it's really lazy. Say for example you're in first gear, you go down to second gear, you slam your foot to the floor, it's just lazy up until 5,000, and that's when the heat boosts. So the car is definitely not running right. So I drove it. I think when I picked it up I drove it, and then when I took it to the shop I drove it, and that was it. And I didn't like how it felt, so I'm gonna try to get it fixed. And it's been a while since I have it too. I mean, probably close to a year now. And I worked on it all summer, like every single day. I come out here, wrench on it, because I wanted to find the problem, because I suspect it's something small. So I wrench on it. I changed a lot of little stuff inside the engine components, and I did a lot of tips and tricks that I found online. And nobody, like a lot of people have issues similar to this one, but it never seems to work for me. So that's led me to the ECU, because I never see nobody with an ECU issue on this car. So, and then the guy who sold me the car, he told me that he said one time he washed the engine bay and he parked the car up and he let it sit. So that was like a good clue to lead me in the path that the ECU might be messed up. So I'm just gonna stick to the ECU, get it fixed, and so before I go I'm gonna start it up again and let you guys hear that nasty misfire one more time. So if you're cringing over there, I'm sorry, but hold on, let me see if I can set you guys up in the back right here. Oopsie. Guys, so that's it. And I'm still supposed to make a video with the Mini Cooper after I did the clutch. If you watch my last video, you'll see I did the clutch on the Mini Cooper. It's running pretty good. I'm gonna do an update on that soon. And there's a little its clutch is a little different from the first one, from the stock. So I'll give you guys an update on that. That's gonna be for another video. So until then guys, see you next time.